Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission-free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Starr, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour show is your best source into the property industry.
Everywhere you go, Afrobeat reggae dancehall taking over. Everywhere you go, Afrobeat reggae dancehall taking over. Yo, what's up, people? This is a boy Raskin Bobo One. Tune in every day, every night at the Starr Radio UK with the big man, them Archie. When I say Arta, you say fire.
Welcome back to the program Starr Radio UK. It's now gone 8 minutes to the top of the hour, and it's now time for Global Trotting. Well, some of the stories that we'll be looking at from Nigeria, apart from a summary of what took place yesterday on the Niger Voices. Yes. National grid collapses caused by external factors. Now, power supply to improve from July the 1st. We'll see. We'll believe it when we see it. Okay. Now, Apex Yoruba Diaspora Organization, Yoruba One Voice, has restated its commitment to the struggle for the liberation of the Yoruba race, saying the present situation in Nigeria had made the call come through there. Okay, we'll be looking more into the call for self-determination inevitable, and therefore the need to strengthen the bond of unity in the organization. Well, we'll be bringing you more on that front. And then the Anglican Church have told the federal government that please release Nnamdi Kanu to douse tension in the southeast. Now, if his release is going to be the panacea to the troubles of the southeast, why don't you sacrifice that? Well, and then the other story that we'll be looking at, yeah, Shatima is top running mate choice in APC. Who is Shatima? We'll be looking into that. And 2023, why Peter Obi will never become next president. For what is it? Father Mbaka is saying. We'll be bringing you more on those stories as we have when we have Mr. Olaimi Koiki exactly at 11 o'clock. But now let's look at some of the other stories making the rounds in other parts of the world. Share the broadcast with your friends and loved ones and invite them to like our pages as well. But it's all Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Now, when it comes to stories making the rounds in Ghana, Parliament will be paralyzed with partisan posture. That's what the Speaker of Parliament is saying. Alban Gbagben is saying Parliament will be paralyzed with partisan posture. Now, true or false? Somebody will say, well, both. Okay, and some other stories making the rounds in Ghana as well. 14 MPP regional chairman against Alan Chairman Odrotechi reveals. So what is going to happen? Are we going to have Alan, Bawumia Alan ticket so that Alan becomes the vice president? The ego is there. How is it going to play out? Or pan up there? Well, we'll be looking into all that as the days unfold. Islamic SHS chaos. The Kufuado Masak Ose Mensa Nana Yao Akwada says. Well, would that happen? Okay. Back in the day, a couple of years back, I think they were referring, or more than that, yeah, during his first term, they were referring the president as the clearing agent. What do they mean by the clearing agent? If anybody has any issue, they bring it up, the person is cleared, and the president says it's okay, it's fit for purpose, let them do their work there. Well, it's all Starr Radio UK. Let me say good morning to Sharifat Suleiman. Good morning. I hope you are doing very, very well. All right then. Now let's move on quickly to other parts of the world as well and look at some of the stories making the rounds there. Well, the police are probing shock mass abduction reports in Abuja. I will try to find out more when we have Mr. Olayomi Koiki on. What are these abductions that are taking place in Abuja, the federal capital? That'll be interesting to know. But wherever you are, don't even think of touching the dial. It is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. All right then. Now let's move on straight to some other stories making the rounds in other parts of the African continent as well. Well, some other stories that have been captured on other networks or websites. Nigeria Army have rescued abducted Chibok girl in Bono. Okay, that'll be interesting. All this while. Okay, and UK Rwanda deal. Kigali residents react to first flight cancellation. We'll be going more into that. Anti-Rwandan tension boil over into looting in eastern DR Congo. Okay, there are some questions that I want to ask, but I will leave that for another program. But when it comes to other parts of the world still, before we take a musical break, Amazon suspect leads pleas to human remains. Now, UK journalist Dom Phillips and indigenous expert Bruno Pereira went missing in a remote area on the 5th of June. Someone has come to testify of him shooting the pair and burying their body somewhere else in the forest. Okay, now please ask the ambulance to hurry or I'll be please ask the ambulance to hurry or I'll be dead, as the health safety watchdog warns on ambulance delays. Investigates the case of 94-year-old Ken Shabot. Okay, Ken Shabot was asking that they should expedite the arrival of the ambulance. If not, he will be dead. Now, number 10, to publish Gates' resignation letter. Danny Street is raising questions over why Boris Johnson's ethics advisor, Lord Gates, quit his role. Those are some of the stories making the rounds in the UK. In Europe, yes, European trial in Kiev as Ukraine pushes for more weapons. The French, German, and Italian leaders make a show of unity and some criticism over their support for the country. Well, it is Starr Radio UK. And thousands of civilians trapped in key Ukraine city. Food and water are running out for the women and children still there. Officials are saying 8 million Australians had to turn off lights. And Australia's energy minister, apologies, has urged households to use less electricity in the face of a power crisis. So you see, it's not only peculiar to Nigeria, Ghana, they are also going to be having doom, so isn't it? But they have ways and means to actually see to sort it out. What about us? Well. We've been going around that for what? How many years? Donkey's years. Okay? And then U.S. makes biggest interest rate rise since 1994. The U.S. Central Bank has raised rates by 0.75% points as it scrambles to contain soaring prices. Well, are we going to see any increment in interest rates here in the UK as well? This is a lot more. We're going to be bringing you away. So don't you go away. It is Starr Radio UK. Let's take this music whilst we prepare the grounds for Mr. Olayomi Koiki to join in this morning with updates from Nigeria. This is from
I say thank you so much for gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ darapọ̀ mọ́ programu tí a fi bá ìyá wa sọ̀rọ̀ lánàá. Hope everybody enjoyed it. We're just getting ready for Starr Radio UK again this morning. Haki gbogbo, thank you. Àníṣe lásán ilẹ̀ òmìnira wa láìpẹ́ láì jìnnà. We get to us and we can all have peace of mind to get the hell out of Nigeria. Nigeria will never work, so don't even try to pray for it. It's a waste of time. Let the people that owns Nigeria keep Nigeria for themselves. Nigeria is not for us, and it can never be for us. Emma Kuku, politician, don't die for the politicians. They're all bastards. Really broken politicians. Understand the passport option here. email yẹn ni ẹ máa send ẹ̀ sí info@ominirayoruba2022.org. Gbogbo information passport yẹn ó ti wà lórí website wa àbí orí Facebook wa. So tẹ bá ti lọ síbẹ̀ ẹ wá mú option tẹ fẹ́ ẹ send email sí wọn. So email yẹn ló máa fi log ẹ̀yin náà in pé option yìí o òun lèmi náà fẹ́ o. Àbọ̀rọ̀ mi ò yé yín nísìn, and I hope everybody get that message. A ṣì máa ṣe program lé lórí properly dáadáa. I'm gonna try and do a program on it maybe later on this afternoon. Tí bá ti drop ọmọ Oòduà sí school tán, a máa ṣe program lé lórí. So I'm just trying to finish all the setup. It's not easy, especially tábà ti lo software. Mo dẹ̀ láti ṣe nísàlẹ̀ ní kitchen. Mo dọ̀nà mo ti ní kí àwọn Sky wọ́n máa send booster sí mi. So booster yẹn la máa fi bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní opportunity pé kò ní máa sí break in transmission. Just too much break in transmission lórí broadcast. Mo fẹ́ kó pariwo, okay? Okay? You wanna act me before I start? You wanna act me? Okay. If I start, I don't want no noise. Well, daddy fẹ́ lọ yàgbẹ́ gbogbo yẹn mo fẹ́ gbọ́ ọmọ Oòduà ni. Gbogbo nǹkan la máa fi ń bribe ẹ̀ tá bá ti fẹ́ lọ sórí studio. September náà ni ó bá ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ full time nísìn kò lè ṣe gbogbo ilé mọ́. Àṣẹ pàwọ̀ ìyá bá wọ pé ìgbà tó Oòduà lájọ bá ń pò. Afternoon section lòun máa ń ṣe nítorí ẹ̀ ni. You know, àwọn jẹ́lẹ́sì mi oní afternoon. But September lágbára Ọlọ́run, it will be started a full time. Oh yeah, take your acting me. No noise. Don't call my name, okay? So, but that is going on the radio now, okay? I love you. And I'm having bribe ọmọ Oòduà ni. Ọmọ Oòduà o. Ó kí gbogbo wa lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí o. Gbogbo ẹ láti send email sí info@ominirayoruba2022. Then what ti bá wa collate gbogbo options yẹn together. A máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí share náà káàkiri ó kù díẹ̀ ni. Anyway, ẹ jẹ́ kí n join studio and then we can start the conversation this morning. So gbogbo ohun tí olúkálùkù máa lè ṣe lélẹ́yìí tá bá ti délẹ̀ Yorùbá gbogbo kíní òun ṣe tó le, you know, tó bá jẹ́ media ló fẹ́ ṣe kò sí intimidation kò sí ó máa sọ̀rọ̀ kan nísìn ọlọ́pàá máa wá kanlẹ̀kùn lé ẹ, you know, all this nonsense tí wọ́n ń ṣe ní Nàìjíríà tí media máa sọ̀rọ̀ journalist máa sọ̀rọ̀ kó tó dijọ́ kejì ó ti máa lọ fọlọ́pàá gbé nílé. Kí ni gbogbo jágbàjàgbà yẹn? Kí ni gbogbo nonsense yẹn? Ìlú òṣì. Sọ fún yín pé kò ń ṣe ìlú. Ṣé kò sí? You don't want it? Okay. What happened to it? It's not good? Okay. Kí ló ṣe ṣó ti off ni? Oh, sorry. Not really it off now. All right, I'll give you another one. Yeah, take this one. Yeah, take that one. That one is good. No noise. You hear me? Huh? Until tí bá fi ṣe tán. Mo kí ìyá mi tèmi. Ìgbà tó mo do àdé láàárọ̀ yìí. No retreat, no surrender. All right, now let's go. I hope you can also, anyway, as long as you can hear my voice, that's the most important thing. Yeah, we're good to go.
Yes, Tenzo Prempeh for you. Jaka Noko Noko Benin Monyafe. There is nothing that God can't do. I mean, God is able to do exceedingly and abundantly above what we think and even ask of. So wherever you are this morning, once again, we say massive welcome to the show. We should be having Mr. Lai Nikoike joining us. He's already on, but we should get him ready to come on. Whilst we are doing that, quick announcement.
Delay one.
Well, that's Saturday, the 23rd of July. Can you pen it down? Well, Inspired Day Nursery.
Let me call them back. Sometimes my hang. I'm gonna do a wishing Belge. I said I don't want no noise. Oh, bank to my son.
And great food. Now, tickets will be sold in advance. If you want to buy a ticket in advance, it's £3 per person. And babies under one are free. What is in your tummy as well? It's free, isn't it? Okay, more on the door. Now, please bring money and the spirit of giving. All praises will be going to the Northwest Ark Children's Hospice. Okay, so that is it for you. That is by way of some announcement for you. But it's all Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station.
Any problem? What's going on? Shall I update a little quickly, guy? Let's update this. It might be knowing how. I think it's my camera for the XSplits. It's a quick update. Update talking shit in Nigeria. The last update in Nigeria was 1960. Ilu Jagba Jagba. Yeah, come on, pick up, man. All right, that's good. Okay, yeah. Now let's hope we should be okay now.
Phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction.
Okay. Still not picking my camera.
Feel free to call me on
I might have to restart the system.
647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about Sendwave and help you in any way I can.
But there's any problem yet, so let me restart quickly. I'll restart then. There might be no. There might be no ET. Oh, a lot of mercy. There might be no. Because camera may pick. Alright. There might be no. Gotta put my password. That's why I have to cover the screen. Okay. They're calling back now as well. Only the other system let him do. But we got any more thing. I pick them out already. Sometimes it's always like that. Especially because these laptops are working 24/7, you know. So we're working. Okay, there. Let me see. Okay. Let's go back and call them now. We're taking really back end delay you. I call it in journalist not okay. Let's see now.
On yes. Let's see if we should have him on. Yes. We should have him on in the next few moments. Yeah, Danny. Thank God you are doing well. And thumbs up to you as well. Okay. Yeah, but we're trying to get it's a lie on me.
Okay. Can you hear me back in the studio?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay.
Hear you. Yes,
all right. Let me switch the system. I'm not sure why the camera is not being picked on your side.
Okay.
All
right
right.
then. So switch the system.
Okay.
Well, as I said, we're trying to.
All right. Man, that's a big laptop. You want to be by. I have to take this one to the other side. Boy. I might be in I need to switch laptop here. So I gotta move this one. kẹ́yìn sọ́dọ̀ tẹ̀yìn bíbá yìí. I hope you can see. Yeah.
External factors, power supply to improve from July.
So it's quite a lot of movement. So the reason that someone's okay, you know, the little device can fish shy. Now I have to use a bigger laptop right now. Oh boy. See that will be settings in the roller. This is what we face. You come very back on the screen. If you don't see all this now, like kilo man down dúró tó máa fi ń pẹ́. Nǹkan tó máa ń dá wa dúró lélẹ́yìn o. Okay, mo ní láti change the background there because background ti mo lò lánàá. No, not this one. Mo ní láti change the background there, background. So these are what we face all the time. It's not easy. Okay, there. I'm a John. So what we need, multiple device. Multiple device. I hope you can see it. Yep, good to go. So now I'm allowed to change the background. Let's go and use Facebook will end here. What happened? I'll deal with that in a minute. It's time to learn more. I then lost school. So I have to now let's Skype. Let's talk. Please. Can I go later to show you this? Okay. Let's call them now.
The country petrol, diesel, and all the other bits into the country to be used by this generation. So let's say petrol is big. So all those people are making huge sums of money and therefore will not do anything.
Lost about 10 minutes already.
Yeah, it goes progressing. So let's talk about external factors. What external factors are we talking about? Was it that people sabotaged the national grid and caused what? Question on the of majority of Nigerians and those of us outside Nigeria today. But what do you think? So Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Yomi is on, but okay, let's see whether I think it seems to be going. Oh, yes. Finally, the technical team have managed to sort it out. So let's quickly go to Mr. Olayomi Koike, and let me say, Yomi, massive good morning to you.
Well, a very good morning to you back in the studio. Sorry for the slight delay. It's a bit of technicality at the back end here from the studio here. I say good morning to all our listeners and viewers from around the globe and welcome to Starr Radio UK, your finest African and Caribbean radio station in London. The 16th of June 2022, 14 minutes past the hour.
How are you doing, sir? After that wonderful program yesterday, I thought this man, he wouldn't sleep. I think he'll be still sitting up to reflect on what took place. Yes, how are you?
Well, I'm doing very well, and as usual, looking at the the weather, very bright outside. We advise our listeners to continue to take as many drinking water, especially if you're going on the London Underground. We've got to remember that the London Underground is extremely hot. I traveled through that yesterday. But as you can imagine, I traveled very light. That means, the outfit, the wears, and make sure you have at least, it's always advisable to have, the cold water or the warm water with you should you be traveling through the London Underground. I'm doing very well this morning. And like you did say, it was a very fantastic program yesterday. I'm going to give a bit of summary about that in just about a few minutes. But I believe as this morning, almost about 50,000 people have watched that interview we had on Niger Voices yesterday?
Well, I was just following it, and I was like, I looked at it and I was like, wow, wow, wow. So well done. But for the sake of a few people were asking me, no, we didn't get what she meant by that. We didn't get what she meant by this. And I said, don't you worry. Once Lusola because he comes on this morning, I'll make sure that he interprets or give us a bit of meaning into some of the discussions that took place. So in a nutshell, just summarize what was discussed yesterday, please.
Well, actually, Mrs. Abiola Mudukbeola Onitiri is someone that a lot of Yoruba knows within the self-determination. So what she was giving us yesterday was just the breakdown of what should be expected, as the Yoruba people are preparing to exit Nigeria. She took us through, some of the question I threw to her was, do we really need a United Nations, approval before, we can become a nation? She told us that, United Nations does not give nation. United Nations purpose is to make sure that there's peace around the world. She talked about the powerful letter that they've sent to, the Queen. I'm talking about, the Queen of England, Queen Elizabeth II, the Majesty here in UK. And also pointing in that letter, why they shouldn't have joined Nigeria together in the first place. A letter has also been sent to Prince Charles as well. She talked about, the security, because I did ask her if there will be a declaration, and she did said yes, there will be a declaration, but that is still in the process. She also talked about more than 110 countries have also been approached, not for anything, but for what we can call a recognition. And what do we mean by that? She said that, we are the kingdom before the 1914 amalgamation. And if they are going to continue to operate within a particular indigenous location known as the Yoruba in the Southwest, then that means they need to be aware in advance. As of 3 weeks ago, about 2 weeks ago, we knew that there was about 100 countries, but it seems 10 more countries have been added to that. She also talked about, why we should not feel, this, superior, having the belief that we need. I asked her, what about the views of the Americans? She talked about America as an immigration country as well, that have a lot of people inside it. But the most important aspect, to summarize it, is she talked about the hope and millions of the Yoruba people are expecting, when we talk about those that are agitating for self-determination. I did ask her, what about those that are already preparing for election in 2023? Should we be concerned about that? She also explained that you don't have to worry, because we are not fighting, for those in the north or the southeast. We are talking about the indigenous people that have been, trapped in what we call Nigeria for a very, very long time. What a very powerful interview. But like I said, we'll be doing more analysis of that because of time constraint. But definitely next week, Wednesday, I'll be bringing in another guest. But this time around, that guest will be able to break it down from the English perspective. The reason why she spoke in our language, because a lot of people might ask that, why didn't she speak in English, so that we can be able to understand what she was saying. We've got to remember that the Yoruba language is as strong, as powerful than the English language as force. And she said, if you remove English from the language that is spoken in today, no one will understand each other. And that means that's what we should be expecting.
Wow. Comments coming through is wonderful. I mean, people talking about the program yesterday. Amayo says yesterday's program on Starr Radio was a banger. And then Adebayo, let me say good. I think it's afternoon in Dubai. Let me say good afternoon to you. So what we'll need now is Yoruba Nation. Please, in Dubai, it is not easy. He's looking at Dubai, being a challenge, living in that particular place, and he's thinking, if my country is okay, I would love to be at home. So everybody's looking at the fact that, well, should Nigeria have worked? It would be lovely. But if Nigeria is not working, maybe breaking it down would make it easier for everybody to go by and have a peaceful way of living. Why not? Well, okay then. So it is Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Continue to let your messages come through. And let's go to Mr. Olaniko again. Our North London studios, bringing the time down to 11:20. And Yummy, I was talking about the fact that, look, I remember back in the 80s, because I was in secondary school at the time, and I visited Nigeria with my dad. I went on holidays. That time, I remember there was power outage at the time. And I would be watching telly and then it would just go, oh, blah, blah, blah. Managed to travel around the country, the southern part of the country. For that month that I was there, I really enjoyed my stay there. The only thing I didn't enjoy was the power outage. Now, up to now, they've not been able to solve that issue. And now, what the NERC is saying that, well, the collapse of the national grid was due to external forces, and promising that will come July 1 or 1st July, everything will be sorted out. I mean, we've seen this. I'm talking about the 80s. Up to now, you've not sorted it. So what is assurance that, call it in a couple of weeks' time, we'll be having all that sorted out?
Well, you're quite right. Mr. Garba blamed the recent collapse of the national grid on inadequate gas supply. Let's talk about gas supply. Gas supply is very powerful, and if you look at, the current situation, between Ukraine and Russia, Russia seems to be sending a lot of gas to Europe. And that means, just after the war broke between Russia and Ukraine, there was a lot of changes, and that also have impact on millions of, the British, when it comes to, our gas price here in UK. But Nigeria do have gas, but the question is, have been able to extract it? Why is it that the power shortage continue and makes life miserable for millions of Nigerians? But Nigerians will witness improved power supply from July. We hope so. According to what we know, industry stakeholders intensify their effort, said Sanusi Garba, the chairman Nigerian Electricity Regulator Commission, that says that Mr. Garba gave assurance at the interactive section. This assurance has been going on for a very long time. Most of the period that I've been traveling to Nigeria since 2015, you must have at least one or two powerful generators if you really want to live a better life, because by the middle of the night, you must be dealing with mosquitoes, and that mosquitoes are not as quick, as good as it is. So what that also means that small scale businesses, artisans, plumbers, hairdresser, barbing salon will never experience a good business, because most people have been complaining about not having adequate power supply. And this has been going on in Nigeria for literally, for the most part, of 40 years unstable electricity in the country.
Interesting. Well, you think that can be resolved in a couple of weeks, as they are promising, the national grid, everything working on very well? Because I know that Nigeria exports gas to Ghana. They export gas to Ghana. I don't know whether it is still ongoing. I don't know exactly what has happened, but they have the West African gas line, the pipeline from Nigeria right down through to, I think, whether to Cote d'Ivoire or those places. So how come Nigeria will run out of it? Well, these are all questions that people want to find answers to. But let me take this opportunity once again to say good morning. Yes, it will be morning in Benin. To Chief Sunday, I said it earlier on. I was very honored talking to you, very humbled. I mean, I really, really appreciate it. And I pray that God will, expedite your movement and whatever things that you are doing. May He bring it to pass for you. Okay? I salute you, sir. All right, then. Now, so let's come now to the Yoruba liberation struggle. That is, we are committed. So who are the YOVs? Who are they?
Well, we have quite a lot of different organizations, that are part of the Yoruba, when it comes to the Yoruba, struggle and the self-determination. The Yoruba One Voice are also, one out of so many different organizations that are doing everything in their own possibly best, to promote, the self-determination. We are committed to Yoruba liberation struggle, says YOV, the Yoruba One Voice. According to the Apex Yoruba Diaspora Organization, Yoruba One Voice has restated its commitment to the struggle of the liberation of the Yoruba race, saying the present situation in Nigeria had made the call for self-determination inevitable and therefore need to strengthen the bond of unity in the organization. This was being said by their Secretary General, African Union, Prince Dapo Adesami, said this yesterday in a statement made to the newsmen in Lagos, maintaining that the YOV structure was well organized to achieve his aim. This was just as he insisted that the group's founder, African Union Secretary Dr. Shina Kolomo, was no longer with the body, saying he was ex because of the alleged act capable of soiling the image of the group. We have so many different groups that are operating, across the world, when it comes to the Yoruba, self-determination. YOV is just one of them, just as Ilana Omodua, led by Professor Banji Akintoye, that have decided to stay in Benin Republic because of the attempt on his life by the federal government of Nigeria with his deputy, that is also Professor Adeniran. Remember that when Chief Sunday Adeyemo Igboho, was attacked in his home last year, in just about a couple of days now, it's going to be 1 year. We also still have to remember that two people were killed, animals were killed, people were taken away for months, and Professor Banji Akintoye, the lead of the Ilana Omodua, decided to relocate fully to Benin Republic until Chief Sunday Igboho has been released. He has stayed there because there is still a lot of evidence and intelligence that his life is still an attempt by the federal government. So we have a lot of different groups that are operating, but the most important thing is unity is what YOV is calling for.
Well, unity is what the YOV is calling for. Now, we have the same issue going on in the Biafra area or southeastern part of the country with the incarceration of Chief Nnamdi Kanu. Now, the Church of Nigeria Anglican Communion Diocese on the Niger has said that, well, they reckon that the federal government, with the terrorist activities that is taking place, employed in fueling insecurity in Nigeria, is instructive enough to compel the Nigerian military to reject their own strategy to contain them. And they are advocating that, look, release Nnamdi Kanu to douse the tension in the southeast. They are of the opinion that if that is done, now the people, why they say that Monday sit-down strike, which is going on, is because they say that the only condition that we will leave and we will stop this is when you have released why am I saying Sunday? Because I spoke to him. Yes, my boss. Thank you very much. Nnamdi Kanu. So if Nnamdi Kanu is released, then it will douse the tension. Now, what do you think? And what are they saying there, the Anglican Church?
Well, you're quite right. The elders, of the Igbo have always, remember, they visited the Aso Rock, spoke to Buhari, and asked him, to look into, the issues, that is on the table when it comes to the Biafra. The Biafra struggle, has been something that has, been going on, for a very long time, even as much as the Yoruba struggle has been going on. But the difference is, 5 million, Igbos were killed, in a genocide that took place, during 1967, when the war broke out. And since then, they've always, believed that, the unity, the marginalization, the suppression, even though we know that majority of what we call the crude oil today is coming from that region, but the whole region itself is not totally stable. Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the Biafra movement, was kidnapped, rendition back to Nigeria from Kenya. It's still an ongoing case. But the Church of Nigeria Anglican Communion Diocese on the Niger has said that the different shocking method which terrorists have employed in fueling insecurity in Nigeria is instructive enough to compel the Nigerian military to reach their own strategy to contain them. Also, the Diocese of Niger also said that the current bizarre terrorist method of operation, particularly the one they employ in the recent blood-chilling Kaduna train attack, as well as the different ways they have adopted in launching sporadic attacks in almost every state of the Federation, is an indictment to the aggregation of the Nigerian Security Agency. But what we do know is the Nnamdi Kanu still being held in the custody of the DSS has also ignited what we can call a peaceful civil disobedience. It's not compulsory, it's not mandatory, but every Monday, the whole of Southeast is completely under lock and key. And the only reason is until Nnamdi Kanu will be released, and then the decision will decide the way forward and how the Biafra struggle continue as well.
Well, will the federal government hit to that and do it? Well, after all, we've had the elders of the the Southeast coming to appeal to the president. Nothing. We've not seen anything about it. I remember the other time they were talking about his advisors saying that he should allow the case to take its own course, and then after that, pardon Nnamdi Kanu. But the speed at which they are even going pertaining to this case, I don't think they will be able to finish the case, and then if whatever judgment is handed down to him, and then the president will have the time to pardon him. Because come next year, we're having elections, and the case has always been adjourned, not allowing Mr. A or the councils for Nnamdi Kanu to come in the way they're supposed to be. But well, if you have any comments, feel free and share it with us. It is Starr Radio UK, 11:31 the time. One other story before I hand over to Mr. Olabi. Now, ASU strike. Now, it seems there's a stalemate, and therefore there's no movement. This one says that, this one says that, and there's not been any movement impacting the youth, who are the students, who are supposed to have, some of them should have by this time completed or graduated, who are still pending. I mean, what more can they do? What is ASU doing now?
Well, just yesterday, I spoke to a concerned, mother that is here in the United Kingdom, but her daughter is part of those that have been affected by the ASU strike. She has literally just paid, for the new term when it comes to, the hostel that the young girl is staying. She's meant to graduate this year. That is not going to happen because the ASU strike, as it is right now, is still a stalemate. And the headline says, strike, we are waiting to hear from the federal government. The striking academic staff union of the university has said it is waiting, the response of the federal government on its demand. A report of the federal government renegotiation committee headed by Professor Nimi Briggs met with ASU leadership on Monday this week in continuation of the renegotiation of the federal government and ASU 2009 agreement with 4 university unions, which are all currently on strike. The president of ASU, Emmanuel Osideke, told that the meeting was fair, saying that they were expecting the government to respond to the issues. And the issues is nothing more than payment, salaries, and making sure that the working pattern as well on their own side is something that they can look into. But the question is, who are those filling the bunch of these? Who are the Nigerians? We are talking about Nigerians that are currently, now stuck within the home, doing nothing, sitting down and waiting for the federal government or the ASU to call off the strike so that they can return back to school. And they say, when you're doing nothing, the devil's mind is always in there as well. Let us take a look at, the total number of all the university students that are currently out of the university as we speak right now. What are they doing on each day they wake up? Are they doing something productive, or they're just sitting down and having a second thought whether to jackpot, as a lot of them will say, to leave the country is what that means, so that they can have a better future and have a better opportunity for themselves and their family?
Wow. An idle mind is always a devil's workshop, as Yomi said. What do we do? How do we occupy them? Well, it is already. Adeniyi Ade Jibril, good morning to you, and thumbs up to you as well. Thank you very much for joining. As many of you who are so on the Facebook, those of you on YouTube watching us and everything, that we want to salute each and every one of you. But now let's go back to Jomi. Now, interestingly, running mate. We thought who was going to announce their running mate today. Any information about the 2023 election and the running mates for the various candidates?
Well, we're still waiting, and we're hoping, that will come up very soon. But there's still a lot of, debate on who will be the running mate of each of the political party, either the APC or the PDP. But we'll still have to wait and see, the outcome of that. These are some of the other headline that is also coming as well. We do also know that one of the son, the elder son of the late Chief MK Abiola is also contesting, for the 2023, upcoming election. I will repeat, June 12 presidential election success, says MKO Abiola's son in that headline as well. Peter Obi will starve Nigerians if elected president is a stingy Father Mbaka. That has generated what we can call, again, the social media buzz, after that, Father Mbaka. Father Mbaka is a very popular, we can say man of God, or again, a reverend in the Southeast. Whoever refused to donate to the church should be the president. It is better to have a president who is gifted, old man, than a young man with a gun in his hand. Ejike Mbaka, a Catholic father and a spiritual director of Adoration Ministry, has slammed the Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi as stingy and unfit to be the Nigerian president. What an interesting time, with the ongoing political back in Nigeria. Let's take a look again at, some of the other headline as well. Labour Party not a threat to PDP in Anambra, Oduala. That's coming from the headline as well. And I'm going to take one or two more because of the time constraint, and I'm going to come back again slightly to you in the studio. Also, we have, the other headline, Plateau record monkeypox. That is also, issue in Plateau State. And I'm going to take one more, come back again to you in the studio, and then we're going to look into that. APC right INEC to adopt Ahmed Lawan as a placeholder to cling to Yobe not ticket. Remember, Ahmed Lawan was also part of the presidential aspirant until he lost to, the current, APC national leader, Ahmed Tinubu. And that means he might still want to have that interest to go back to the Senate, even though it doesn't seem that it's going to be very, very visible or possible, but we wait and see. Let me come back again slightly to you in the studio because we're going to have to bring the show to an end, very soon. Once again, this is Star Radio UK, your finest African and Caribbean radio station in London.
Yes, listeners, Mr. Olaimi Koike in our North London studios. I'm Archie here in the South studios, bringing you updates from Nigeria. It comes to work every weekday from Monday to Friday at 11 o'clock. Yes, during the morning show, Mr. Olaimi Koike will bring you the updates. But however, if you're listening to us and where you are, like some of you have been doing, Amayo and Anthony Adedeji, normally they will just post any stories that they think is developing in their area as well. Feel free to do so, and I promise you, we acknowledge you on that one as well. Okay. Now we'll go back to what is happening on the social media because we are pressed with time. Over to you, York.
Well, a lot of the buzz is going on. Looking at these Oduduwa Republic, which of the two will you pick for the passport cover? Oh yeah, comment below. Remember that again, Chief Mrs. Modukweola Abiola Onitiri Abiola spoke about the template passport that has been out. I did ask her if that passport will be able to be used to travel from point A to B. And she did say, when the passport is ready, it will definitely be used for that purpose. So we'll have to wait and see. So there's an option of 19 different passports that you have to pick on, and you have to send an email to decide which of the options that you prefer to info@ominirayoruba2022.org. So let's take a look at some of the other, what is trending on the other side as well. This morning, they just concluded 1 million march in Belgium has been very good. As you can tell, Father Mbaka is currently trending at number 1 this morning. And again, a lot of people have also come back with some of, maybe information. On the 7th of September 2021, His Excellency Peter Obi donated 100 million to Bishop Shanaham Hospital of Nursing and Midwifery in Suka, Enugu State. Yet, Father Mbaka has effrontery to tag Peter Obi is stingy because Peter Obi refused to emotionally being blackmailed in 2018. So you can see that, they've been saying that Peter Obi donated money to the tune of 100 million, but it doesn't seem Father Mbaka believe that. He believes he's a stingy man. Behold, at Peter Obi, the stingy man. So you can see that a lot of Nigerians are already pushing that 100 million that he donated, in 2019 to a particular midwife as well. So Father Mbaka, according to Isaac Oladipupo, says Peter Obi wouldn't be Nigerian next president, but then many are plans in the man's heart, but it is the Lord purpose that prevails. So let's take a look at some of the other news that is trending, and then we can wind down from this side. It's exactly 11:39. We talked about, the video yesterday, and again, I'll just repeat it. The only way to win election now in Nigeria is to win the vote. We know 1 year, any other thing. If you win, you win. You lose, go home. It seems the video is also now involved in a bit of politics, as you can tell right there. But we do also know that one of his uncle wants to contest for the Osun State governorship. Maybe that's why he's looking at that if you win, you win. If you don't win, you definitely have to go home. Ifa Funshaw at Ifa Funshaw Graphics. Ile-Ife is greater than Nigeria. Ile-Ife, the Bat Yoruba in Brazil, Cuba, Ivory Coast, Burkina Faso, Equatorial Guinea, Liberia, Haiti, Caribbean, Benin Republic, Togo, Ghana. Yoruba is bigger than Africa. One people, one culture, one language. It is high time for Yoruba nation. And I'm going to take one more. Professor Joy, I read it this morning, and then let me just give you, the wrap up of what she said. Which way is Nigeria headed? With a question mark. I bought 50 liters of diesel for my car at the cost of 40,000 naira in Enugu. I am wondering, how will all survive this hardship? As a law professor that has reached the last step and stage in promotion at the federal university, I am paid about 400,000 per month after tax. So if I spend 40,000 consecutively for fueling my car on a weekly basis, that is if I remain within my city time, that by at least 200 liters per month, it means that 40% of my salary in fueling. What about other utilities? Electricity, water, rent, food, children's school fees, medical, phone, internet, cooking gas is up by over 200%. Do we resort to firewood? World Bank prediction that millions of Nigerians will be driven to poverty level is real. We are in trouble. Water with crippling inflation. That is a professor of law that is already also, complaining, just as over 100 million Nigerians are in abject poverty this morning. Star Radio UK, your finest African and Caribbean radio station in London. I'm going to come back now to you in the studio.
Yes, listeners, Mr. Olami Koiki. But let me acknowledge a couple of you who are on the YouTube channel. My apologies, I didn't do that earlier on. Omo Odua Nimi, Yoruba Nation. Now, say, okay, and Olerami Kilanko Ogabi says that good morning, Star Radio UK and Olayomi Koiki. Now, Kemi Alakija says, good morning, White Lion. It's only God that can bless you for your impact on getting Yoruba Nation. May the Almighty God continue to bless you and more in Jesus' mighty name. And he says a big amen there. So keep on bringing or sending us your comments as and when. Adewoye Kolapo Joseph. He says, love you. He's saying, I love Adewoye. We love you to bits wherever you are. Thank you very much for joining us. But Yomi, I know we are pressed with time. Before you... Oh, no. Someone was asking a question pertaining to Peter Obi. Now, has Peter Obi been that stingy the way this father is talking about, or it was maybe he's not donated some money to the father's church? I mean, if you want a president, you want somebody who not just taking the monies from the people, but making sure that the monies are used judiciously.
Well, and that's why they have to go bring out the, the 100 million naira check he donated, to a midwife nursing home, to prove that he's not a stingy man. It's probably maybe, the father Mbaka could not get anything out of Peter Obi. Remember, Peter Obi was the one-time governor as well of Anambra State, and maybe as at that time they were expecting a bit of support, from their ministry that he never gave, and he's now coming back to say he's a stingy man. But as you can tell, that is now trending on the social media with almost 70,000 tweets on that already.
Wow. With a stinginess, in fact, Peter will be negatively. Yeah, I'll be following that very, very closely. But let me say good morning to Adenike Ofi. Yeah, it's a great job, Koiki, White Lion of Yoruba Land. All right, then, Yomi, before you go.
Well, don't touch the dial because Archie will take you through the remaining part of the segment of this program. But next week, Wednesday, we're going to be back again with a very powerful guest, that will be taking us through, some other angles that we probably need to know. And also, we're going to be bringing somebody that will still also come and tell us, what is the way forward? Should it be the election 2023 or should it be, the self-determination? We're going to be in touch with Omoyele Showore, and we're going to be hearing from him as well on Star Radio UK. So quite a lot of lineup, before either an election, no election, all that. It's all going to happen on Star Radio UK. So make sure you continue to click on the notification button and follow us so that every Wednesday and the rest of the other days, you are not missing anything. And from this end, I'll be back again same time tomorrow. Have a very good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on what part of the globe you're watching from.
Thank you very much, Mr. Olayomi Koiki. Have a lovely, lovely day. Yes, and to Mr. Kofi.
All right, I got to go now. It's quite a lot of work. Latlo drop a modua. Running out of time. We lost 10 minutes already. Oh yeah, Modua. Thank you, everyone. Bye for now. All right, come on. Time for school. Let's shut this system down. Yeah, stand up.